of machinery. Basically, this subject taught in mechanical and automobile branch, and will study about balancing of locomotive engine theory. Last time we have already covered about balancing of locomotive introduction. So let us start our theory. First of all, variation in attractive force. As we have already discussed about the effect of all the reciprocating masses, basically which are partially balanced. So right now let us start variation in attractive force. As we all know, the attractive force, it means the effect of wheel to the rails. Okay, so let us start. For this topic, we have to consider the single cylinder engine. As you see in this diagram, there is the piston cylinder arrangement. The crank is turned theta angle with respect to the line of stroke, and as you see, the horizontal force tend to act on the line of stroke is 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta. Now, if we consider our two-cylinder locomotive engine, so first crank is at theta angle, and second crank will be at theta plus 90-degree angle, and this is already covered in our previous session. So first crank is at theta and second one is 90 plus theta angle. If we consider the force along the line of stroke, we are having two cylinders. So along the line of stroke of cylinder 1, we are getting the force as 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta. Along the line of stroke of cylinder 2, we will get the answer as 1 minus c m omega square r cos 90 plus theta. Why 90 plus theta? Because both the cranks are at 90 degree to each other. Now, in this case, let us consider, let us see this diagram. Both the forces are in the same direction. Okay. So, if we are calculating the forces, let us have first force. If we consider the force with respect to the left hand side position is positive, the first one is 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta. For the second, 1 minus c m omega square r cos 90 plus theta. So, what is the total value of the resultant unbalanced force along the line of stroke or in the direction of line of stroke of both the cylinder is 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta plus 1 minus c m omega square r cos 90 plus theta. Now, as we all know, cos 90 plus theta, we can write it as minus sin theta. So, here in our case, we can rewrite the equation as 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta minus 1 minus c m omega square r sin theta. Okay. So, now if we common out all the values, what we are getting? We will get 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta minus sin theta. Now, see, in this case, it is completely depend upon the value of not only theta, it is depend upon cos theta minus sin theta value. Okay, so for this condition, we have to solve this, and for solving this equation, we have to take the differentiation with respect to theta. So let us differentiate this ft value with respect to theta. See, in this case, 1 minus c is a constant value. We do not need to do anything with this. Now m omega square r, it is also the constant value. So we will get only the d by d theta of cos theta minus sin theta value, and this will be equal to 0. So let us solve this equation. D by d theta cos theta minus sin theta is equal to 0 for getting maximum and minimum value. So here cos theta, what is d by d theta of cos theta? It is minus sin theta. The value in between is minus. Now d by d theta of sin theta, it is cos theta. So let us put the value minus sin theta minus cos theta is equal to 0. Here minus cos theta will put this value in the opposite side of equal to what we are getting. We will get minus sin theta is equal to cos theta. Now let us solve this. Minus sin theta is equal to cos theta. Now divide this equation at left hand side as well as right hand side by cos theta. What we will get? We will get minus tan theta, because minus sin theta by cos theta, that is equal to tan theta. So we are getting minus tan theta is equal to 1. So that we can write, if we common out the negative sign, we'll get tan theta is equal to -1. Now here, as we all know, there are 4 quadrants: first, second, third and fourth, by which we will get the value of theta angle. In the first quadrant, sin theta as well as cos theta both are positive. Hence, tan theta should be positive value. In a third quadrant, sin theta as well as cos theta, they both are negative. So sin minus sin by minus cos, we will get tan theta value as positive one. Okay. So -1, because tan theta is a -1, it should be in a second or a fourth quadrant. Because in a second or a fourth quadrant, sin theta value is positive but cos is negative. Hence, the ratio of it, sin by cos, we will get all the value in the negative form. So as in a fourth quadrant. By solving this, we are getting theta as 135 degree and 315 degree. Now, how we will get this value? Take tan theta as -1. So theta as -45. This -45 will be in the second quadrant or -45 in the fourth quadrant. Here -45 in a second quadrant. So that 180 minus 45. What is the value? 135 degree. -45 in a fourth quadrant. So 360 minus 45. What we will get? 315 degree. Hence theta as 135 as 315 degree. Now, by putting the value of theta, first of all, we have to put theta as 315 in our FT equation. What we will get? We will get some value, cos 135 minus sin 135, and it is 1 by root 2. Here 315. In the next equation, we have to put again theta as 315. By solving both this equation, what we will get? We will get FT as plus or minus root 2 1 minus c m omega square r. You have to solve it by your own. You will directly get this answer. Now, let us have swaying couple. For this swaying couple, let us say this diagram. Line of stroke of cylinder 1, line of stroke of cylinder 2. Along the line of stroke, there is a force as 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta. Along the line of stroke of cylinder 2, the another force 1 minus c m omega square r cos 90 plus theta, because both the cranks are at 90 degree. Now let us assume there is an axis or an imaginary axis as yy between both the cylinders. Now, if both the cylinders are at a distance a and y axis is exactly at the center, hence what we are getting? The distance from the axis to the line of stroke of cylinder 1 as well as cylinder 2 is as a by 2. Almost half of the portion will cover for cylinder 1 as well as cylinder 2. Let us solve the moment about yy. Now, if we are taking moment about yy, if we consider the force along the line of cylinder 1, it will give us the moment in an anti-clockwise direction. If we are considering the moment along the line of stroke of cylinder 2, we will get the moment in a clockwise direction. So if we are solving this equation, what we will get? A by 2, 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta minus 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta 90 plus theta. Why the negative sign? Because first moment is anti-clockwise and second one is a clockwise. The direction of both the moments are opposite, hence the sign is negative in between this. A by 2 is the common number. Now, let us solve this equation furthermore. Let us common all the values. 1 by 2, a by 2, 1 minus c, m omega square r is common. Cos theta minus, here cos 90 plus theta. Cos 90 plus theta is minus sin theta. In between there is a negative sign, so that we will get 1 minus c m omega square r cos theta plus sin theta. Now again, all this equation are basically depend upon cos theta plus sin theta value. Hence, we have to differentiate this value with respect to theta and we will get the exact answer as this d by d theta of this will getting is equal to 0. Now, let us differentiate cos theta plus sin theta with respect to d theta. What is d by d theta of cos theta? It is minus sin theta. Plus d by d theta of sin theta, it is cos theta. So, we will get minus sin theta plus cos theta is equal to 0. Now, let us solve this equation. Cos theta value should be placed at the side of 0. So, we will get minus sin theta is equal to minus cos theta. Now, negative sign is cancelled at both the sides, left hand side as well as right hand side. Let us divide this equation with cos theta. What will get? Sin theta by cos theta is equal to 1. It means tan theta is equal to 1. Now, theta is positive. According to the quadrant system, we will get theta is equal to 1. It means 45 degree in the first quadrant as well as 45 degree in the third quadrant. So, theta will be 45 and 225 degree. Okay. Now, let us put the theta value in our swaying couple equation. By putting these values in our swaying couple equation, we will get swaying couple as plus or minus a by root 2 1 minus c m omega square r. Okay, so this is our swaying couple equation. We mentioned it as SC, swaying couple. Now let us have the hammer blow. If you see in this diagram, there is a wheel and in a blue color, there is a mass, which is the balancing mass, and the force with respect to the balance mass is V omega square B. This wheel is rotate with omega angular velocity. Okay, hence the force is generated as V omega square B. Obviously, it is the centrifugal force. Let us have the sine curve of this force. So here there is a sine curve. The sine curve will represent the maximum and minimum value of the centrifugal force because it is fixed on the wheels and wheel is rotating, hence this mass is also rotating, and by the rotation it will give you the maximum and minimum value according to the theta angle position. Okay, so here we are getting the sine curve value according to the theta and the maximum value of it is V omega square B, which is equal to this total centrifugal force. Now let us assume because there is a wheel, there is a downward weight tend to act on the system. Let us assume if downward weight is lesser than this V omega square B. Okay, what will happen? Whenever the force is maximum, according to the V omega square B, this will leave both the wheels will lift off the rail. Okay, so this is not possible. It is not a proper condition. So for the proper condition, what is the main equation for this? P should be always greater than or equal to B omega square B. So it is the limiting condition. P should be always greater than B omega square B. So for this case, let us assume for the limiting condition P is equal to B omega square B. So ultimately, what we will get? We will get omega as under root of P upon B into B. See in this case, capital P, which is the hammer blow or a downward direction load, this will not vary in any case. Capital B, which is the rotating mass or the balance mass, which is also not changed with respect to the motions, it will not be changed at all. Small b, which is a radius, which is also cannot be changed. Okay, so the change, if there is a change in the speed, it will get us the hammer blow effect and we have to reduce it. So for reducing this effect, we have to use this limiting effect as omega is equal to root of P by B into B. It means we have to take speed as the limiting criteria. So speed should be limited. So this is our all three equations: variation of tractive force, swaying couple as well as hammer flow. If you have any doubt, you can contact me. Thank you.